Hey guys, and welcome to the Old Black Book. You already know what time it is. Make sure you have a like, share, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and if you're returning, you already know what time it is. You ain't got the minerals. Listen, you're muddy lean a gege. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Listen, we're going to talk to you guys about the day that cheating ruined my life. Let me tell you about a little story. So basically what happened, a long time ago, when I was in several relationships, I was in a particular relationship where, I was committed, and what happened was, there was a girl that lived close to me, and I'm going to get straight into this, so I'm not going to waste time. There's a girl that lived close to me, right, and we used to be really, really cool, and I would go to her house, I would, we'd chat, catch two jokes, I would listen to her, blah, blah, and then we'd just fondle. We wouldn't have sex, but we'd fondle. I mean, we wouldn't have penetrating sex, but we'd fondle, right? Have a little bit of fun, and then dry hump to a bus, man. There was a time. So obviously I would do that, right? But the first time I ever did that, right? I don't even know how I got. The question, I don't even know how I got to that stage. I remember. So basically what happened was, when I started doing that with the girl, I was not in a relationship. I was single. Okay. Basically when I say single, I was on a break. Yeah. I was on a break. So what happened was, I was on a break, and then me and the girl hooked up a little bit of a nonsense, did a bit of a mad thing. I didn't really care if she had a boyfriend or not, didn't bother me, as long as I'm wanting to get out of the situation, you understand? Cool in it. So, as that came around now, obviously when I got back into the relationship, when we came back from our break or whatever, came back into the relationship, I continued. It was such a hard struggle. I don't know why I was still continuing. I think because the person was so close to my house. I think it's because the person was so cool, and I just knew that no one's gonna say nothing. I also knew I can get away with it because she ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't saying nothing. Like, I think she had a boyfriend. I don't know. And you're not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing because I'm getting what I want. You're getting what you want. A little bit of fun. I'm getting a bit of fun. Everybody's having a bit of fun. It's good. You know what I'm saying? So obviously now I just kept on doing it, right? So when I got back into a relationship, I remember the first time I ever went back to this girl, and I felt guilty. It's almost like, and this is why I say it was just like watching porn or masturbation. It was just like masturbation or porn. The first time I ever watched masturbation or porn, that's how I felt. And even now, as a Christian, when I think about porn and masturbation, that's exactly how I felt when I was standing outside of her door, the first ever time when I had a girlfriend and I still wanted to go to her house. That feeling of guilt, that feeling of disgust, that feeling of dirtiness, that feeling of like, what are you doing? But then also that feeling of pleasure, that feeling of you're about to get it on, that feeling of you shouldn't do this, but you're going to do it, it's going to be fun. Do you know what I'm saying? So I knocked on the door, I knocked on the door, boom. She opened the door, I said, hey, how you doing? You're right. Stepped to the door, we started chatting, as we normally do, because we actually genuine words can get on, like we can get on and just chat. So just chatting, catching jokes, and mum was out, rah rah rah. And then obviously family just started fondling, right? So I started fondling and doing all the madness, and then dry humping and busting a nut. Once I bust a nut, don't need to be there, bruv. My trousers are soaked, fam, like, there's no need for me to be there. Do you get understand? We've had a conversation, I let the conversation run its course, I did what I need to do, and I did what I need to do. Do you understand? I got what I need to get out of the situation, you feel me? Cool. So that I left the house, the first time this happened, I left the house. And I remember when I was walking back to my house, I said to myself, yo, I don't feel guilty. Like, I was expecting to feel a wave of automatic, crazy guilt. And I realized, I don't. I realized at that point, whoa, I'm dark. That all the time I spent with my boys, we talking about how to treat a girl, we shouldn't treat them this way, eventually their ideology has rubbed off on me. I wouldn't say rubbed off on me. The ideology was in me, I just never knew it was in me because I never wanted to access it. There's a darkness in all of us here that we haven't accessed just yet. Do you understand? So you judge people saying, oh, I don't know how you can cheat. And I also will listen, until you've cheated and betrayed somebody, you will never know how dark you are, number one. And number two, you will never know whether you would cheat or not cheat again. So now I've gone to that place. I know I'll never cheat on somebody again because I know the feeling. I know that means I've lost it. I've gone so dark. I've lost sight of reality, man. And I know that once I'm there, I can do anything. And I don't want to be there because God, I love God. Do you understand? So cool. I was walking up the street and I was thinking to myself, and then I remember this completely so clearly. I compartmentalized the thought. I literally separated the two in my head and said, I didn't cheat. What I did was I had a bit of fun. And on this side I said, oh, I've got a girlfriend. The two are not, they're not together. They're not married, bruv. My girl's not going to find out, and I'm not going to have no problem. Now, when I was compartmentalizing the two, I said, this is how they cheat. God damn. No wonder why these boys were cheating so much and not feeling no way. It's a game. It's almost psychopathic because you're able to split the two events so separately with no feeling of, oh, I'm moving a bit mad. And actually you can say to yourself, I'm cool. And I was cool. I was like, no, I don't feel no way, you know. Don't feel no way, you know. Someone might say, oh, do you love your girl at the time? Yeah, I did. Honestly, I did. I love my girl. I love my girl. Like, I loved my girl. Don't get just, I loved my girl. So for me to do that, I know that I was dark. Do you understand? So I remember the first time I ever saw my girl after that incident. And I was like, would you ever tell your girl now, like, that happened? And I said, would I feel guilty if I look into her eyes and know that I've done that madness? First time I ever met, I looked her in her eyes. I felt nothing. I didn't feel, and I still felt the love for her. And I was confused. I was like, what? How can that work? I'm looking at her, smiling at her, telling her I love her, telling her I feel you, telling her, listen, do you know what? I appreciate you. Like, we should go out tonight, or we go out next week, whatever, let's plan a little day. I feel that way, right? I'm looking at her, and there's not a single ounce or trace in me that goes, bro, but remember last week you did that madness, bro, with a girl? Like, you know that you were doing a madness with her? I didn't feel none of that. It didn't come up once into my mind. Do you understand? And so I started to realize, I said, I am moving very dark. How can this be possible? And so I realized from that point onwards that, listen, there is a darkness inside of me that, to be honest, yo, bro, that can't run, you know. Yeah, that can't run. That can't happen, brother. Like, if I continue onwards, I'm going to do some mad stuff. Because it won't be this girl, it'll be another girl. Any girl that will give me access, I will do a thing with her. Because if I think I can get away with it, I'll do it. And I was shook because, like I said, I became just like one of those guys. I became just like one of them. And I started to realize, whoa, fam, it's easy to cheat. It's not hard. It's not hard to cheat. It really isn't. And no wonder why people can go for 10-year affairs and feel no way, because the guilt's not eating you. Yeah, the guilt's not eating you. You're not feeling guilt. You're thinking about yourself. You're thinking about your own body. You're thinking about your own pleasure. And I was like, yo. And bro, I continued. I don't know how long I continued it for. It might have only been about a month or so. But I was continuing with her throughout the process. Like, it was just stupid. So dumb. Like, bruv. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Bruv, I'm thinking about it and I'm like, actually, she wasn't even the only one. Because there was some other girls that I was doing madness with. I remember I'd go to the house before, let me not say anything. I'd go to the house in the mornings, guys, and do a mad thing. Or go out in the evenings, innit? And go on a mad thing and feel no way, brother. Like, that's how I knew it became dark. And I was so dark to a point that, see, my boys would tell me, oh, we've done this thing with this girl, we've done this thing. I would never tell them. I would never tell them I'm doing a thing. No, I had to keep up that holy appearance that, you know what, Cody's a good boy. I had to keep it up. But meanwhile, I'm the darkest of the lot because at least these men admit what they're doing. I don't even admit what I'm doing. I just do it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, and it changed my life because it made me realize if I can do that, I can do anything. If I can do that, I can do anything because I've decided secretly to go after another girl that's not mine. And it ruined my life because, I'll say this, right? From then onwards till now, and I believe forevermore, I don't trust nobody because that girl had a girl. That girl had a man. I'm just going to roll. She had a man. I didn't care. She had a man. And I didn't care. So it let me understand that if this girl had a man, telling me that she loved a man, and she would tell me, as we're talking, she had a man and she loved a man, and still do things with me, bruv, I don't trust none of these females. Nah, I don't trust none of them. And I don't trust none of these guys either. Do you understand? So I started to realize, okay, cool, I can only trust you as much as I throw you. And not only that, I have to set up defensive barriers within myself, and I also have to warn you when I feel like you're going too far. Because at the end of the day, Adam, didn't do the correct job with Eve, and he found himself eating a fruit from the tree because of the snake. Listen, it's not my job to crush the head of the snake, yeah? It's not my job to kill the snake. My job is to warn you so that you don't be stupid. That's my job. So it changed my life and ruined my life because now I can never, that's why partly part of me goes, I don't believe boys and girls can really be friends. That's probably part of it. Secondly, also it means as well, like when I see boys and girls interacting in a certain way, I question it immediately and say, yeah. They say they're friends, but I'm looking at like, yeah, I don't know. Because I was the guy that was saying, oh, me and the girl friends. I was the guy that the girl said, oh no, he's a friend. And yet I was doing the madness. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, it was like, oh my days, bro. Like, so it's changed my life completely because I now know there's a darkness in everybody, and I know that everybody's capable of doing a mad thing. If they get the right stimulus, the right person, the right time, the right season, like your relationship is not impenetrable, because there is going to be times where you guys are probably not going to talk. There's going to be times probably where you're not good. There's going to be times where you're not on job. And someone else can sneak in there and do a mad thing. Do you understand? So for me, it's ruined my mind because I now look at the world so dark. I become like Liam Neeson when I say to my daughter, like, yo, don't go anywhere too far in Paris, make sure you ring me, because I now know the world is dark. Trust me, I've been there. Like, so I know already, like, oh man. When I think about it, it stresses me out because I think to myself, that place here, I literally separated cheating and sex from the relationship. And I said, look, so long as I didn't put my dick inside of her, so long as I didn't insert inside of her, and I was just dry humping, touching breast, touching bum, not a problem. Not a problem. I'm still a good you. And it's a bit like some of you guys who call yourself Christians and still doing the fornication, still oral sexing, still touching each other in certain places and saying, oh, we are pure. My guy, purity is in mind, not in body. It's in the mind first, that will flow into the body. So I detailed, I said, I've moved mad. I've moved so mad. And from then onwards, I had to check myself and be like, are you sure you're committed to a relationship, bruv? For you to do that, bruv, the girl had a man. That's actually so wine. Then that's not the first time I've done that. So that's probably, yeah. So, yeah. Oh, man. Mad things. It's a mad thing. Alright, cool. Anyway, so, yeah. Listen, guys. Little Black Book, you already know what time it is. Yeah. So, like I said, cheating has changed my life completely. It's changed the way I view people. It's changed the way I look at even women and men now. And I know that everybody's capable of darkness. I don't trust none of them. They tell me they have friends, I don't trust them. When they tell me a brother, I don't trust you. Yeah, I don't. And the thing is, I've always been proved right. Whenever I say, oh, that person's not your friend, then they show me. Then they're like, no. Then it ends up being that the person's not a friend. They're trying to move to them. I don't know if it's my radar, or if it's just really I'm just insecure, or whether the fact is I've just moved so mad, I can't see the world as normal no more. It's broken. I don't know. Anyway, guys, what do you think? Let me know down below what your thoughts are. Comment down below and let me know your feelings towards my story. Have you gone through a similar situation? Have you ever cheated? And how did you feel when you cheated? What was your thoughts on that as well? Have you been cheated on and you had a boyfriend? Why did it happen? Like, how did you allow it to happen? What was going through your head at the time? Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's been a deep one, man. It was just yeah, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. Anyway, listen, Little Black Book. You ain't got the minerals. You money, baby. Appreciate you.